Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. In continuation of our crash course on current affairs, this will be our sixth video. Article 370, its repercussions on Pakistan and the way forward. Stanley Wolpert, in his book on India-Pakistan continued conflict or cooperation, has said that no issue in the world has been more deadly intractable than that which continues to divide India and Pakistan or Kashmir. Pakistan regards Kashmir as its unfinished agenda. However, India regards Kashmir as its part and parcel. Kashmir shares border with three nuclear states: Pakistan, India, and China. It has been precursor for three major wars between India and Pakistan. It is a burning issue and requires immediate solution in split with the wishes of the people of Kashmir. So, before starting that what is Article 370 and 35A and its repercussions on Pakistan in the way forward, we must know about the overview of Kashmir. As of 2010, India administers 43% of Kashmir. That includes Ladakh, Kashmir Valley, Siachen Glacier. However, the Pakistan administers 37% of Kashmir. That includes Azad Kashmir and northern areas or Gilgit-Baltistan. China administers rest of the Kashmir like Aksai Chin, Demshok district and Shakzam Valley. Now, what is Article 370? Article 370 gave special powers to the state of Jammu and Kashmir to make its own laws except finance, foreign affairs, defense, and communication. Article 35A empowered the state of Jammu and Kashmir to define the permanent residents of Kashmir. As India revoked Article 370, there was communication blackout, military deluge, forced detention, and intensification in the freedom struggle, and there were protests. There was also ban on the meetings, and it led to the more arrest and more human rights violation. India's viewpoint on Article 370 revocation is that it will empower the state of Jammu and Kashmir and it will increase the political will. However, those who are against Article 370 in India, they are of the view that this will widen the gulf between the residents of Kashmir and the citizens of India. Pakistan's viewpoint on the Article 370 revocation is that it is against the resolutions of United Nations Security Council and it is against the international law of self-determination. However, Kashmiris are of the view that it will lead to the forced demographic change in Kashmir by including more Hindus in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the question arises that what was the status of Kashmir before the revocation of Article 370 and what will be the status of Kashmir after the revocation of Article 370. Before its revocation, Kashmir had its special power. Now it will no longer have its special powers. It had the power of dual citizenship. Now it will no longer have the dual citizenship. It had its separate flag. Now it will not have its separate flag. There was no provision in the Indian constitution of buying property and land in Kashmir. Now after the revocation, the Indians will be able to buy land and property in Kashmir. Kashmir had its own policing. But now, after the revocation of Article 370, the policing powers will be exercised by the central government of India. And lastly, that the legislature term was 6 years and now it will be 5 years as shown in this chart. Now, what will be the repercussions of revocation of Article 370 on Pakistan? Number one, there was the new low point between the relations of India and Pakistan. Number two, there was the nuclear threat between the two states. And number three, that it intensified the freedom struggle in Kashmir. Number four, if we see at the reality check that Pakistan is weaker economically and the bigger powers have interest in the economic markets of India, so they will not support Pakistan. And number 5, there is no any clandestine and military solution to the state of Kashmir. Now the way forward. I will give 6 way forwards for Pakistan over the revocation of Article 370 and what Pakistan should do. As India revoked Article 370 on August 5, 2019, on August 8, 2019, United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres gave a statement that United Nations Security Council resolutions still apply on Kashmir. On August 13, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, Foreign Minister of Pakistan, wrote a letter to the President of United Nations Security Council that a special session should be held on the issue of Kashmir. So for the first time in 53 years, special session on Kashmir was held in United Nations Security Council, and they gave the statement that United Nations Security Council resolutions also still apply on the Kashmir, and it will be solved as per the international law and as per the resolutions of the United Nations Security Council. Number 2, putting the own house in order. Pakistan should put its own house in order economically and politically, and it should materialize CPEC in order to gain its strength at the international level. Number 3 is the narrative building, that whether Pakistan wants the self-determination of Kashmiris or whether Pakistan wants the accession of Kashmir. So it must clarify this stance. Number 4, pursuing legal means. Geneva Conventions said that there must be no forced demographic change. Pakistan must take India to the International Court of Justice. And number 3 in the line of the pursuing legal means, that Pakistan must take India to the International Criminal Tribunal. Now the 5th solution to the Kashmir issue regarding Article 370 is the active diplomatic front. Pakistan must use its active diplomatic front by engaging the OIC members, Muslim members, by materializing its CPEC in order to have its active diplomatic front and gain some support for the resolution of Kashmir dispute. And lastly, there is the more media engagement. If Pakistan involves more media engagement at the national and international level, this will apprise the international community as well as the international leaders to solve the Kashmir issue. And it was all about our Kashmir issue, Article 370. We will further proceed toward the 7th video. Thank you.